GM. Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to another Senpi Vibetrading session. My name's Alex. I'm part of the Senpi go-to-market team, and every day we stream for about an hour, walking through all the exciting things that you can do with Senpi. Today we'll be giving away a couple prizes for our ongoing trading competition. This is the third weekly competition we've ran. Total prize pool is over $1,000 USDC. Today on stream, we're going to give out our daily trader prizes. These are daily $50 USDC prizes that we give to traders who've traded over $100 in volume. We run these every week. I'll show a QR code now. If you're looking to sign up for competition number 4, you can sign up here. All you're going to do is make sure that you have a agent wallet on Senpi. You can find this once you log into Senpi for the first time at the bottom left of your screen. You'll approve this wallet, and you can just come in and copy that OX address into the sign-up flow that the QR code will bring you to. Without further ado, though, we're going to jump into it. I want to get some prizes out of the way, and then we're going to get into some trading. If you haven't joined one of our live streams before, we just typically go through the flow that trading meme coins on base through Senpi looks like. So doing research, building groups, autonomous trading strategies, and then through the stream, we will inevitably catch a couple live trades as Senpi automatically buys and sells tokens for me. So when that happens, I'll be sure to jump into it and manage the trade. Today, we're going to let Senpi handle all the limit orders, all the stop losses, unless something really special happens and I feel so compelled to sell it. I'm going to really try not to today. So without further ado, these are a handful of folks from we have a Dune dashboard that tracks every trading competition week over week. I spin the wheel, it randomizes, lands on an OX address, and then we're going to credit them their $50 USDC prize. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And our first winner is OX ending C00B. And that's our first. Congrats. The second winner is 1D39. Our third winner is going to be 8650. And the final winner of the Daily Trader prizes for this week is OX ending BF69. Awesome. So we have our 4 winners, and we're going to actually just use Senpi to send out some prizes right now. Our first winner, and this just shows how easy it is to do this. USDC. And in this case, since we know their OX addresses, I have the full OX addresses, you can just use an @ symbol, put in the OX address, select the user. And you know what? We'll actually just use the OX address here. And now Senpi will go and help distribute some of the prizes here. So we're going to send out these 4 $50 prizes. These are our daily traders. Again, we run these competitions every week. Totally free to sign up. Signing up to Senpi is totally free. It takes under 30 seconds. If you're brand new on the stream, what I'm going to do is just open up a new Senpi window while we do some distributions and walk you guys through the Senpi interface. This will be a crash course if you have never used Senpi. If you're already on Senpi, which I know a handful of folks watching probably are because they come from our Telegram, this will be just a quick refresher on a couple things that are newly updated. So you'll see when you log in to Senpi, the first thing you're going to do is approve this agent wallet that I mentioned. This is a pretty smart wallet that basically makes it so you'll never see a TX, allows you to take advantage of all the awesome agentic abilities that Senpi has. Once you set that up, it'll live in your bottom left corner here. You can expand it to see the different tokens you hold, your transactions, a lot of the typical kind of wallet UI components there. Top left of your screen, you're going to see chat history. So, for example, we could jump in. We just saw this spend $50, which it did. We can go to, base scan, take a look, see that that was confirmed. Now I'm going to pause on our walkthrough there just to send the next $50 out. USDC, and we use a dollar symbol for cash tagging if you want to tag a token. And we know that we're choosing the right one. Send 50 USDC, and our next one was 1D39. This is our next winner. And we'll continue our walkthrough over here. So, chat. So you have your chat history top left. That lets you go see, typical to, if you use ChatGPT, you can go into your other conversations. Skills and templates. These are all the abilities that Senpi has. So, for example, autonomous trading, groups, which I'll talk a little bit about, limit orders. There's a whole bunch of different abilities, your P&L analysis, wallet dusting, tutorials to get you started. These are all built on the open source ELIZA OS framework. So if you have a verticalized crypto product, if you have an existing ELIZA OS plugin, this is a good call to action to come, DM me. We'd love to stand up your app or your plugin inside of Senpi. I built one myself, super easy to build, very easy to integrate into our agent using the ELIZA OS framework. And yeah, if you're brand new, I do recommend taking a second just to read through all of these different skills. It really just helps you conceptualize how are the different ways that I can use Senpi to do research, to find smart money traders, to find good tokens, to build groups and autonomous trading strategies. It's all kind of within these different skill abilities. And we'll pause here. It looks like our next distribution went through, and we go and check and make sure on base scan everything's working exactly as needed. Our next winner was 8650 and 8650. This is their OX, so we're just going to say send 50 USDC to 8650, and we'll send that off. The next thing you're going to want to notice is this dashboard section just above your agent wallet. A couple important things in here. You have referrals. So these are all the people that I've onboarded to Senpi. This is my unique referral link. So if I copy this, if I share it on Farcaster, X, Telegram, if you're in a callers group, maybe you want to share with some folks that you trade tokens with, really easy ways to do that. And then you get 25% of their lifetime trading fees. this is like a really rich referral program. Obviously, if you have a group of people that are actively trading base meme coins, why wouldn't you want to onboard them into the best autonomous trading platform on the chain? So make it really easy to do that, and you get awesome rewards for it. So you can find that all in your referrals tab. Groups. This is something we'll spend a little bit of time today on. Groups are cohorts of users that you're building different strategies around. For example, winner circle are people that have won our past trading competitions. P&L chads for me are people that have made over 100,000 but under $1 million. Seven-figure P&L is exactly as the name describes. And then I have these three groups that are, Raiders Lost Arbor, people that are always early. This is a very experimental group, the Whale Street Boys. All these groups you can click in, you can see their P&Ls, you can slice it up on different time slices, 7 days, 30 days, 1 day. You can see your P&L against them to understand how am I doing against these traders in my copy trading strategies or my autonomous trading strategies, sorry. And we'll definitely spend some time in groups today. The newly renamed strategies group, this was previously named auto trades. This is now where all of your autonomous trades live. I have a handful of ladder strategies in play right now, but you can see here, this is one, buy $25 worth of a token when any one person in my group of, I think there's about 30 in there, buy a token, with at least $3,000 and sell it if it's up 55%. Also set a stop loss if it's down 16%. Stop losses have been a recent addition, hugely valuable because you can set these strategies up, walk away from your device, walk away from your computer, and trust that Senpi is going to do the work for you. So the next tab there is your orders, and you'll see a handful of stuff in here. This is where all of my different trades are going off. Again, a lot of these, the ones that you see negatives, this is where stop losses have triggered for me. Honestly, saving, it's $9 buy, selling at $6.09. That probably would have been, sub $1 if I had not had a stop loss in place, because I was not at my computer when any of these things, or on my device when any of these things triggered. We obviously have a lot of these that we've done really well on. I think BRND is one that we did the other day. Anyway, we'll spend some time talking through some of the tokens. We hit Neuro earlier, but we ended up selling it too early. You can see we kind of net zeroed it. But you can see how early Senpi bought me on the chart. And I know a handful of folks, Senpi users, sold the top here in this general area. So Senpi is fantastic at getting you in early, automatically protecting your downsides, all that good stuff. And looks like our next $50 prize went out. I'm going to drop the music just 1% here, just so we can. There we go. And we're going to send out our last $50 USDC prize for this week's daily trader competition. FC69 was the other winner. FC69, where are you? Go back to our daily trader and take a look at our results. EF69. That's right. Here's our guy. And we're going to send the final 50 out. Send $50 USDC to yes. There we go. And just like that, we've sent out our $200 worth of these $50 trader prizes. Again, these are going out to anyone in our weekly trading competition that we run every week that has traded over $100 in volume, next to nothing. We give prizes for biggest net gain, highest percentage gain, and then we give a randomized prize like what you just saw me give out on stream to these lucky 4 traders. One more time, if you do want to sign up for the upcoming trading competition, there's a QR code on your screen now. You scan that, it'll bring you into the onboarding flow. We're still releasing some of the details because this doesn't start till Wednesday. But every week we've given away, over between $700 and $1,100 USD. Expect roughly the similar for next week. And we're going to have a bunch of really exciting new tools available that we'll be launching that trading competition around. So I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But right now we are going to jump into doing some research. We're going to catch some trades. And we're just going to get right into it. It's a Friday afternoon. Base looks like it's some tokens have been going off. I'm just going to just get a little screenshot for the dojo. And if you haven't already, I'm going to show one more QR code on screen. I know you guys are probably like, hey, let's look at all the QR codes. It's just an easy way to share links when you're on stream. This QR code for our dojo. This is the official kind of Senpi Telegram group, like 700 plus Senpi traders in there, actively sharing groups, alpha, strategies, and most importantly, feedback about the product and experience. This is where we're constantly improving things through feedback loops with our community. And if you're using Senpi, I do recommend joining. I'll show that a couple times throughout the stream. But if you've been on the stream before, typically we will start looking at trending tokens first. Again, this is not a uniquely, standout ability here. It is like you can click into 100 different sites and see the trending tokens, but I'm going to show you using Senpi how I do layered research. I'll find trending tokens on base, get an understanding of what is successful that week, what are people buying, and then we'll dig into who's making the most money. Are these people doing it consistently? Let's add them to a group. And then you'll see how that goes from the top level of the layer of finding a trending token that might just be exciting over the last 24 hours, like what I'm looking up now, to, hey, these are smart money traders building a group. And then suddenly they're triggering, all sorts of purchases for me and making us money through Senpi. So we're going to do that live here. And, a lot of the time, obviously, you're going to pull up, stuff that might not be the most interesting when you're doing a total, like an aggregate of trending, but this is interesting. So, I mean, look, when we did this yesterday, we had a couple of virtuals tokens through the top. Obviously, that meta has been super hot. Virtuals token is bringing a lot of action to base. But we see, Giza, these guys are doing automated, kind of autonomous yield, an AI agent yield product. Is a poor, I'm butchering the description, but I know they're doing some serious volume in their product. They have a pretty impressive build. We've chatted with them before. I think a lot of their team, I think what they're doing is really smart. Yeah, if you haven't checked them out, but we'll probably take a look into them. They weren't on our trending tokens over the last couple of days. We're seeing Zora. So this is all built off on-chain metrics. And only a couple of these are really interesting to me right now. But I am curious about Giza and what is going on with this team. I think it's Arma is the team behind Giza. I think that's the top level, but that's just semantics. Let's just go. So a couple things you could do here. I could say, show me top P&L for, and again, put it in an OX address like this with the $sign, or I could just type Giza and, we get the same result here. So really, really easy to look up tokens. We've made that kind of the chat part of the experience so that you'll always select the right token. You see when I type in Giza, it will resolve to blue when I click it. But in this case, let's just get, you know what we will do, show me 7-day P&L for, we'll get the 7-day P&L for Giza and just see, are there any traders in there that are, really crushing it? Is there someone that maybe I haven't seen before that maybe I should be adding to one of my groups? And while Senpi does that for me, if you've been on the stream before, you know that if it's before 4 p.m. Eastern, it's espresso time. So you'll see me sipping this throughout as we kind of fuel in some caffeine to power this vibe trading session. And we'll see what, we can close that now. While it pulls the P&L for us, if you did scan that QR code, and I'll also post this in the chat here on X, this is, we're going to actually have to update this registration link. But the idea is, this is totally free. The deadline will be starting next Wednesday, rolling for exactly a week. There's an FAQ here at the bottom if you have any questions. Again, we provide a Dune dashboard, so you can track yourself live. You can track how you're doing against other people. Are you winning, losing, biggest trades? Like pretty frequently, week over week, we have people hitting 700+% gainers on the best trade that we usually give a bounty for. But while I was yapping here, you can see the P&L for Giza over the last 7 days. Some active traders making good money. If I'm not mistaken, what was this trend on? Last hour is trading down a bit. I mean, today we started the day green in crypto today. I'm curious to see if that's how we're going to finish. For me, I mean, I always look at, I can go to somewhere like FinViz. Looks like top level. So, like I said, we started green earlier, um, and now we are looking pretty red. So that's top level indicator. I don't, um, in terms of looking at signals. I'll check DeFi Llama and I'll check L2 Beat occasionally if I'm comparing different chains. But in this case, I would be curious to take a look at this individual. So you can see I just clicked. These are all interactive, these unique identifiers. Senpi in every possible case will resolve these to an OX address. We'll resolve the OX address into an ENS, a base name, a Farcaster name, or a unique identifier. A lot of these you can see are just OX wallets, so not going to resolve for us. And it does look like we just bought a token. So we are. I've got my mobile device here. We're picking up live buys as they come in. It does look like we have a live one. I am going to jump into that now. So if we go into our orders, we triggered Clank Core, which triggered across our ladder strategy. So that means that someone bought, let's just see here, Gwaze, Raiders, and it's ADF. So ADF is the main trader through this that has triggered this across 4 rules. So clearly the buy size was quite a bit because I have varying amounts, but it's definitely going to be a low market cap brand new token. Let's just take a look into it. So we can see we bought the dip here. It looks like we had a stop loss already trigger on one of the buys. So if we go back here, we can see that I had a stop loss trigger from 14 to 13, but the rest of the trade is staying open based on some of the different stuff here. What I will do is grab the CA from that and jump into DEX and just go to the 1 second chart just to get an idea. Again, we're hands off here. We're letting Senpi take the wheel on this guy. My goal here is to we'll also drop the maker in just to get a more granular look at the buys that I've made. So 47. So the token's about 5 minutes old and looks like we're starting to see some upward momentum on it now. Clank Core, I don't know anything about it, but if we go to Farcaster, maybe we find interesting. I don't know. This guy deploys a lot of tokens. Or is that automated? I don't know. I've seen that account tweeting different clankers, and I never know if they're it probably is some automated thing versus like actually launching them. Let's just check that one more time. Core. Let's see. I don't know what this is. Just following the clanker guys. Okay. Well, again, we're not touching this. We're gonna let Senpi do its thing. Would love to see it. Again, this is a fresh token. We're in the 5 minute age range here for it, and we'll monitor that as we go. We're gonna continue our research. Again, my goal is to not interfere with the agent and just let Senpi trade through this. Because I have stop losses, I have take profits, all that stuff is already set up. You can see here, different profit levels. Senpi will start selling for me. All of our stop losses are set at 16%. So if we drop below that, we'll start seeing some sells. We did already trigger the first one here. But, I mean, look, a $14 buy, it's a shot on net. I lost $1.91 on it. Totally okay with that. Let's get back to our, what are we doing here? So chat history. There we go. So we were looking into this user who had traded Giza pretty successfully this last 7 days, buying 74K, selling about half a unit, and pretty active. This guy's just swinging it, or girl. When we take a look at the P&L across tokens, very impressive. Now the question is, do I have this person in any of my groups? Well, we're going to how active in the 7-day. So this here is a total P&L. I'm actually curious more on the 7-day. That's the same slice that we saw him buying and selling the Giza token. And we're going to come back and check out our Clank Core. You can see a couple buy sells there. Looks like they're running some sort of volume bot on it. You can see all these micro buys coming through. Still 7 months old, or 7 months, 7 minutes old, with pretty low volume. So, almost no volume, frankly. 52, 55, pretty much nothing through here other than these, trend bot, whatever they're running on it. But again, no, unlike National Geographic here, it's no human intervention in the AI. We're just going to let it do its thing. Okay, so AI tokens, a lot of AI tokens, JPMD, very curious about that. Let's see this. Another one of our stop losses just triggered on 2 of our stop losses just triggered. 3 of our stop losses just triggered. So Clankcore, my guess, is just dropped off a bit. Yeah. So we went below. You could see here, these guys, whoever launched this token, and just shipped it. There's no volume. They ran a volume bond on it for a little bit, it looks like. And then my guess is this is someone got in somewhere around me. A couple people. So a couple people legitimately just bought this, and it just had no juice. We're out of the trade already. Senpai's removed us on that downslide. As soon as we hit the 16% drop off, the stop loss is triggered. So we refresh that. We can see, $3 less in the account. That's okay. That's a great shot on net. Again, I think having these built-in take profit stop losses is about shots on net, right? Like for me, it's like early stage venture. You gotta take a lot of shots. If you take 10, 8 of them probably not going to pay, but the 2 that win are going to pay off the others 10 to 20x, hopefully. And so the more bad trades that are, instead of losing 80%, you lose 16%. Well, that changes your aggregate result quite a bit. So Senpai's great at that. But this trader is interesting to me. M1235. M1235. So what we're going to do is go to our groups now. And we're going to add them into our Whale Street Boys, our extremely experimental group. This is, I don't have any active strategies around it yet. I need later. Okay. And for groups, so we can just say add this user to a group. We could say we're adding them to the Whale Street Boys. And Senpai will just take care of that for me. And so, we managed to find pretty quickly one pretty smart money trader. Again, I don't add everyone that I see a high P&L. It's about some of their activity. Like this starts, they're either just super active or they're running some sort of automated strategy with this many buys. But they buy a lot of tokens that I'm also buying. Kita, Giza, JPMD, we made some money on. Launcher, Game, which is a virtuals token. Memo, which is another automated yield token that launched not too long ago. Checker is a Farcaster native analytics token. Prolific, Memecoin token like Toshi. Anyway, it's just like, again, they're added to our really experimental group here called the Whale Street Boys, where I reserve more deeper research, more tracked, more um, traders that I've been around a lot longer, maybe have some social reputation baked into the profile. They sit in my Raiders group or my Quay's Anatomy group, which you can see like this user, my 1 day P&L is up $16 on this one user. They're good. They're also in Whale Street Boys. I have certain people that are in multiple groups, but the rules that I assign to them are all different, right? So you can see Whale Street Boys. I set this one up on stream yesterday. Um, we can see, buy $1 per token, but this is more typical to what I have, which is like a ladder strategy that based on two people buying with a certain amount within a certain time period trigger, and then we set, scaling profit in the ladder. We also can choose the market cap conditions. We'll actually go and build, if any two people, and I'll show you guys how we set up a rule, just how easy it is. So again, use the hashtag, choose the group, buy $2,500 token within 2 minutes of each other. And the market cap is between, we're going to go 5K and 30K. Buy me $10 of it. And we'll just drop that. And we'll let Senpi go set up this rule. Again, so one of the exciting things we're working on for next week is discoverability. So you'll be able to come into Senpi, and one of the first things you're going to see is these are the top traders, these are the top strategies, these are the top groups, and just one click them. This is going to get you going, get you started on trading instantaneously. Right now, your rules, your strategies, your success is really only as good as what you've set up through Senpi. So with this, you'll be able to just using on-chain evidence of these are the best strategies because their P&Ls are here and here. Basically saying like this is all validated stuff based on on-chain success. One click it into your own Senpi agent. Be really easy to do. While I was yapping, Senpi set this up, and let's just go to our strategies, and we can see that that's live now. And of course, you can see by the timestamp, you can pause these things if you want. You can resume them. So if you're changing things up and you want to put a pause, super easy to do. The couple orders that are interesting to me. So obviously, Client Core, we lost a couple bucks on earlier. Let's just take a look here. Which is one that we bought yesterday, the day before that. Say Warp, we were net even maybe. No, Warp, we actually made, I think, $100 on this token. So Senpi triggered 4 buys for me here. We then had a big sell, another good sell, bought some more, sold some more, but 2045. Yeah, so we made some money on that. Here we were about net even on this buy sell. This came in after, it was triggered by another rule that I had set up. Eventually we'll have negative tokens. You're going to say, don't buy me that token again once you've bought me in. But let's just see here. We go to 5-minute candles. Are you going to show me our... Yeah, you can see how early though. Like this again is another case of me doing some of the trading where I should have let Senpi take it. We could have quadrupled 5. I know a bunch of folks in Senpi made money on that. One of the best things about our recent updates to Senpi is the Senpi Shield product. You'll see a variety of tokens in my order book that are pretty much always you'll see block tokens everywhere. And basically what Senpi is doing is before you buy a token with your agent wallet, Senpi is analyzing that token and saying, is there any nefarious liquidity situations, a honeypot, a rug, whatever, and we'll actually block it before it happens. This token, I'm not sure what the deal is with it, but maybe liquidity situation or something. We're fine tuning this week over week. We always add kind of new tokens. You can see That neuro failed, but it wasn't the right neuro. A lot of, here, this one, Senpai scan blocked. This chart looks a little too mechanical for me. So we're glad we didn't buy those. And again, that's another one of those, maximizes the shots that I can take on net. We also added this user to the Whale Street Boys. So if we go to our groups, Whale Street Boys, they're added. Yeah, cool. We've added them. Let's go back to our trending tokens here. Here's what Zora's doing. No. So we'll take a look at this. See if there are any smart money traders in here in the last 7 days. I just saw your message, Dark Knight. Dark Knight in chat had said, Miss Neuro, bought and sold early, SL triggered. Yeah, I also sold super early on it. I think I need to just trust and let Senpai do its thing versus trying to manage the trade myself. I'm bad for that. But it's getting in early is half the battle. I'm really excited about some of the upgraded limit order stuff that we have coming. I'll bring up, just talk through what's coming next week while we deliver this Zora P&L. So let's just see here. So you can see here, this is the roadmap for June. We're a good part of the way through this, obviously. The P&L and crappie trading P&L is live right now. The stop loss V1 is live. So you've already seen, I had 5 of those triggered just since we've been on stream. The Senpai Shield, we are in V3 moving into this V4, which will result in fewer false positives. So obviously it's a super complex problem to solve. Is like, hey, don't ever let me buy a bad token. And a bad token to me means there's an unfair setup. There's a honeypot. There's some nefarious mechanic within it that it tilts the scoreboard and you don't have a chance. And so that's getting better and better. And then next week, what I'm most excited about is discovery. So what I was talking about, when you sign into Senpai, you'll be able to see your top targets, top traders, and then just click those right into your experience. And to me, that is a game changer, right? Because the most asked question that I see, both to myself personally and our Telegram, all these different places, is what are your groups? And this will solve that. Instead of asking me what are your groups, Alex, it'll be, I see the best groups. They're already surfacing in our discovery section. We're working on a bunch of other stuff. You see my limit order, my ladder strategy stuff. Dynamic profit ladders will help with that. So you'll actually just be able to say, hey, sell X percent every time it goes up, however much. And then we're working on a Senpai full mobile app as well that will be, a totally updated UX, very exciting, a full mobile experience for folks. So better notifications, better control, just on the go. Senpai will be in your pocket, taking care of things for you. All right, so the Zora P&L, pretty boring. So nothing interesting to me there. Let's get back and just see, is there anything I missed here? I am curious about one token that I was looking at yesterday. Show me. No, I'm curious because a lot of the virtual tokens I keep an eye on. They've just been hot. The volume has substantiated the research, and then I have been finding some pretty good traders in there. So this is typically a place I'll lean into. Sorry, I'm just jumping into the chat here. Saw a couple people commenting, and we are live on X, Twitch, and YouTube right now. So if you're in any of those, if you're watching on one of the, any of those spots, feel free to jump in the chat, ask me questions. If you want me to look up a token, show you something specifically within Senpi. This is a great example of, occasionally if things don't work like you'd expected, you can just take that, hit new chat, top right up here. There's also a link to join the dojo, which is Team's Telegram, but click that new chat and run it back. That 99.9% of the time will fix that. It's, LLMs. Sometimes they don't give you the response that you expect. And if you ever get a response that you don't expect or it seems off, there is a thumbs up, thumbs down. You can just click the thumbs down. That goes straight to our team on the back end. Makes it easy to escalate it and for us to investigate. And I'm thinking this weekend we'll probably do a Sunday session. I've been meaning to do one. I love to trade on Sundays. It's kind of the start of the week. It's when I edit all my rules. So this weekend we'll probably try to get a Sunday session in. You'll see that live on X. If you're, we'll keep an eye on the chain too, honestly. Like if the chain's hot and people are shipping new tokens, a lot of transaction volume, then it's makes for a very compelling, day trading experience, especially all through Senpi. Wow. So this is total P&L, which is why we're seeing these numbers, even the bottom of our list. I'll show you how easy it is to create the game winners group. That's interesting. So you create group, it'll add all of these. I could say add only the top 6, top 7. And Senpai is going to set this group up for us. So it's the first time I've actually clicked this button. This is a brand new kind of flow to go through. So you can see as I did the research, found a bunch of people that have made tons of money on this token. I said, create group, created the group, and now we can set up a strategy around it. Let's try this one. If any 2 people in game winners buys over 4,000 of a token within, I don't do anything greater than 5 minutes. And we have a sell when they sell, or if it increases by 50% and our stop loss, we need that. Really playing around with the different, every group, every trade, stop losses typically for me, I try to put them around 16%. I don't know why, it just feels right. It's like there's probably will do some more imperative research into all my trades and figure out where the good stop loss is. But 10% feels too short, 25% feels too long, 16% has felt right. It's, tokens can drop off and bounce up, and then I'm still in the game and my take profits will hit. And we can see that this has been set up. That's pretty cool. So I basically didn't type anything except this initial prompt. And then we go through this flow. We created the group just by clicking this button. And then we clicked one of our pre-baked prompts. So, props to our front-end team. This is really cool. And you can see auto buy a minus age plus combo sell, auto buy market cap, right? So you have like under a million market cap in there, a token that was created under 24 hours ago. All of these different conditions are just so easy to build into your trading strategies. And when you come in here, this is where you see them all realized, right? Like, that's one of our experimental ones. But you see market cap under a million, market cap between 10 and 75, 10 and 50, 10 and 200, 20 and 250K, 20 and 125, 20 and 75. There's a little bit of logic to this. It's like I'm starting the bottom of the ladder here based on a $250 buy out of the person I'm copy trading. Here, if they buy $750, then okay, let's open up the market cap a little more. It's like kind of using validation as a condition, because I know that they don't buy a $3,000 worth of a token unless they're they either know something, they're super early, there's a high level of conviction that's baked into that, and it's a really conviction is a intangible thing to be tracking, but you can kind of, the downstream of that conviction is the dollar amount invested, right? If you ape into something, it's probably a good reason. So my ladder strategy reflects a lot of this. Constantly updating it. Again, Sunday's vibe trading session, we'll probably spend some time adjusting these all over. But yeah, we just went through that whole flow. Honestly, takes 2 minutes, and you don't have to type anything. I think chat as an interface is awesome for doing the really complex stuff like this. But I'd expect more clickability, more just like speedy click, point and click feeling stuff in the UI over time. Chat isn't for everything. Obviously, if you want to go sell a token, if I want to swap USDC to ETH, I can go do that in the agent wallet, and not have to go right in chat, because our goal is to make the experience as easy and as low hanging for the user as possible. So let's just go back to our orders here. We might have just got triggered into something. Looks like we did. Row base. So let's just take a peek quick. And it looks like we literally just got by. Just got the notification. What are you doing? I bought the top and dumped the bottom. Ouchie. I don't know where we bought. Let's just take a peek here. Again, I'm not touching any trades today. We're just no, wrong place. We're just letting. Interesting. So I bought here. So someone in that candle might have triggered me. We bought $25 worth, and we're gonna let it do its thing. See some buys. See some. This volume is super low on this. Let's go take a look at what triggered it. All right. So any two from Glaze, 6572 D2AA triggered it, and it will sell if the profit's up 40, or if we're down into our stop loss area. So obviously right now chart is looking ugly. We bought this huge pull on the green, but it's 6 minutes old, and we're just gonna let it do its thing. In the day, I think we're down $6 right now, but we're taking shots, and my goal is to just hit one of these 20 to 50 Xers. It looks like we just had another execution as the same token. No. Oh, it was just a second buy. I was opening up. I've got the device here where I keep all the Telegram notifications are set up. So if you go into your settings on Senpi, you can edit your notifications, which every time anything happens with your agent wallet, Senpi will send you a notification. You can connect more wallets. But yeah, it's really helpful, honestly, if you're on the go and you've just got Senpi sending you Telegram notifications to, that you're buying and selling tokens, especially when they win. It's a good feeling. Okay. Well, look, we've been on for about an hour today. Did some research across trending tokens. We've built some groups, again, walking through some of these groups that we have. We have built up a bunch of different strategies around these guys. These are all live right now. We have an open buy, a trade going on that Senpi just bought for us. Looks like it's starting to move back up. Hey, maybe. One quick look before we close things out here for the day. It's a Friday afternoon. We have good weather, finally, where I am. And this chart is looking pretty beat, but I am, like I said before, we are letting the AI agent do the trading. I am hands off. I'm National Geographic watching a bunch of penguins stuck on an iceberg, and we are not going to interfere with this one. So we'll let Senpi trade in or out of it based on our take profits and our stop losses. Senpi will sell this if it drops down. Where did we buy? What was our buy? 3, 4. Yeah, so like we could drop another 5-ish%, 7%, and then our stop loss would trigger. I'm okay with that. I want to see the upside. Who knows? Maybe row base pumps and our take profit will hit and we'll be out of the trade. But the idea is, we're letting Senpi do this. A couple big wins from earlier in the week. Just going back through these. There was one that was pretty cool. This one triggered at 3:53 a.m. local. Again, sadly, it was only a $9 buy. It didn't trigger my whole ladder because the person only bought like $100 of it or something. But we took out at a 40% profit, which like to secure a 40% win on a meme coin while you are asleep. I just saw George. I don't know if you're watching. I just saw you send me a DM on X. I'll check it out in a second. But yeah, regardless, you can see things are executing. We are totally hands off. We're letting Senpi do all the lifting just through our autonomous strategies, through our groups. Like I said, I will be going live Sunday for a Sunday session, be editing all of the different autonomous trading strategies. We live on X, so feel free to join. If you're using Senpi, trade alongside it, jump in the chat, say what's up, tell me if you want me to look into a token, or give me feedback on the product and help our team make Senpi the best autonomous trading product on base chain. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in this week. My name's Alex. I'm part of the go-to-market team here at Senpi, and we'll be vibe trading every day, typically between 11:30 a.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And we hope to catch you on the next one. Again, everything I've shown you is live on Senpi.AI. You can go to the site now and sign up in under 30 seconds. Once I get off stream here, it'll still be running for a couple minutes. You'll see our QR code on screen to join our Telegram group. This is a great place to interact with me, our community, give us feedback on the product, etc. Love to have you in there. So have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.